Thank you. Is witness 86 available? Good afternoon, Mr. Shahbazifar. The chairman will now swear you in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Thank you very much for coming to testify. Would you repeat, please, after me? I do solemnly declare that I will speak the truth.
I solemnly declare to speak the truth.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
There'll be questions now from the prosecution and questions afterwards from the panel. Is it possible for us to see the witness, please? There he is. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shahbazifar. The witness' sister, Amine, married with 3 children, was shot and killed while trying to assist another person who was shot by the security forces. The witness was out of the country at the time. Mr. Shahbazifar, many thanks for assisting the tribunal by giving your testimony. You were informed by your brother-in-law, the husband of your sister, as to what happened to Amine. Can you please inform the tribunal of the details of how this information was relayed to you?
Mohammad.
I'm Mohammad Shahbazifar, the brother of Amine, who was killed in 2019, Aban. As far as I've been informed, I was abroad at the time. As I've heard from my family, my sister had gone out to the pharmacy to buy some medicine. While she was coming back home, he realized that a young person was shot. So she went to help that young individual and used his shawl to cover the leg of the individual, and then she was shot from behind. We thought, as we have heard, that the snipers were shooting from above the rooftops. We thought that she was shot from the top of from a rooftop. But after an eyewitness in an interview with Manoto TV station had testified that he was on the route of Andisha to Karaj, and the security forces had blocked the way and nobody could drive through, and they had to walk the route. That eyewitness said that he was on the way, that he saw on Payambar Akram Boulevard an individual had been shot, and the lady was trying to put her shawl around the leg of that injured individual, and a Basiji who was shooting other people shot the lady who was my sister several times. And also the Basiji shot the individual on the ground, so both of them were killed after. That eyewitness had said that after they were shot, both of them were being put on security buses and taken away. Both the landlord of my sister and also my brother-in-law, who had tried to contact my sister, realized that she did not respond. After several times of calling, a gentleman responded, and he explained what had happened to my brother-in-law. And he said that the owner of the phone was a lady who was trying to to bandage the leg of an individual, and then they were both put on a bus and taken away. And the phone was never found, and even the man who was trying to hand over the phone seems to have been arrested, detained, or being shot dead. I don't know.
excuse me. To your knowledge, did they allow the family to have any memorial service in your tradition?
Have we lost connection?
After what happened to my sister, my brother-in-law visited a number of hospitals asking for my sister's body, and no hospital gave a proper response. Eventually, I'm not sure, of course, at Sajjad Hospital in Shahryar, he was first told that there was no body of a lady. But the guard, the hospital guard, after he realized that my brother-in-law was restless, he helped him. And he told my brother-in-law that a lady's body was brought here, even though they are telling you that there is nobody here. At the same time, the commander of the Basij of Shahryar, one of the areas of Shahryar, whose son was also killed during the protests, came and entered the hospital along with a number of other Basijis to identify their son. And that Basiji told my brother-in-law to go inside the cold house to the morgue and to identify the individual, but don't let anyone know that we have allowed you to do so. So my brother-in-law went inside, identified my sister, and when he was explaining to me, he said that I realized that the body was sound, there was no sign of any bullet, but then I touched behind her neck, and I realized that her neck she was shot from the neck. So she was shot from behind on the neck, and the bullet had stayed inside. As the body has not been damaged any further, only there was a bullet hole behind her neck. After my brother-in-law and our other relatives went to pick up the body from the hospital, they said that they had sent the body to the coroner's office in Bagherabad of Behzara. And my brothers and my brother-in-law went there. They said no body was sent there. So my brothers went back to the hospital again. Again, they said they had sent her and she was on the way. So they went back and forth several times, but they could not get any proper response on the whereabouts of the body. Since my brother works for the emergency department, he sought help from those he knew, and he finally realized that the body was in the coroner's office. First of all, they did not want to hand over the body. They said that there was an order not to hand over any bodies. But with the help of his friends, when my brother wanted to receive the body, they said that you have to pay 20 million 2 months. And my brother had said, why should we pay 20 million? And they said that we don't know. But this is an order that has come from above, that you have to pay 20 million as a cost. After my brother, who explained about the financial situation of my brother-in-law and the other members of the family, they accepted 4.5 million instead to hand over the body. After handing over the body, the security officers asked for a verbal commitment from my brother so that no ceremonies would be held for my sister. First of all, they have said that only 1 or 2 of your brothers would be allowed to bury her privately. But later on, they allowed my sister also to go there. Anyway, at the time of burial, other close relatives had attended the burial ceremony, and they did not listen to the security officers. The security officers had told our relatives that we should take the body to the district, to the town, but we said we didn't have anyone in the town. So we just buried my sister in the same graveyard. But I heard that there were a lot of security officers there. The family were under great pressure at the time, and they had received a commitment so that no ceremonies would be held, and they had asked my relatives not to hold any ceremonies for the third day after the death or the 7th day after the burial or the death of my sister. And they said that we should not have any interview with anyone.
Thank you, Mr. Shahbazifar. No further questions, Chairman.
Thank you, Counsel. I think that actually I've got one question really as to the information let me just say to start with how sorry we are as a panel for your loss. I just want to sort of understand how sure you are of the facts of how your sister was killed. Is there any possibility she was involved in the protests, or that the account you've been given is not what happened?
As
I am certain about my sister's situation. Her landlord and my brother-in-law both said that her 4-year-old child was sick. She went out to buy medicine for her child, and on the way back this happened. As long as I know and I'm familiar with my sister's spirit, she wanted to help everyone under every condition. And when she saw the situation, it was clear that she couldn't pass by indifferently, and she went to help. As I said, since we thought that snipers had shot her from above the rooftops, after we heard the interview of the eyewitness in Manoto TV channel, we became sure that that was what had happened, that the lady was trying to bandage the leg of one individual who was shot, and then an individual who was among the other people, Basiji, had shot the individual who was shot in the leg, and also my sister in the back of her neck.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. I don't have any further questions, and I don't think the panel does. Counsel, do you have any follow-up questions?
No, sir.
Mr. Witness, thank you very much for coming in to testify over what is a terrible incident and a dreadful loss, I'm sure. So thank you, and we appreciate it, and we will take your evidence fully into account.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much.